Back in the UK and at Elmley, and the big star of the show at the moment is the Red Footed Falcon. It arrived here when I was in Greece, funny enough, so I was looking at it going, it's going to be gone by the time I get home, it's going to be gone, but it's still around. When I arrived, the reserve was quite quiet, so I wondered what I was going to how I was going to handle today. So I started kind of filming everything. There was some buzzards on the track that were giving a bit of a show. And yeah, just trying to flannel, just try any bird that I could make something up to bulk up the video I was putting in. And I thought when I get here, we'll see how the red-footed falcon's doing and I'll go from there. And it's been putting on an incredible show. It's pretty much feeding all the time. Sometimes it's on this side. At the moment, it's over by where the old curlew pen used to be. It'll come back here. It lands over here, eats dragonflies, zooms in and out of these bushes and trees. It must be using them as a sort of a shield, so it comes around the corner really quickly and can grab a dragonfly before it even realizes what's happened. I don't know, can the falcon look through gaps in the tree and see something, and then I don't know how good they're. So I've got to keep an eye, because sometimes I'm going to try and film more with the camera on a tripod, because the number of times I've been holding my selfie stick and something's been going on and I've had to decide whether to put it down and I missed the opportunity. So I've got to, from now on, it's going to be on the stand as much as possible. Luckily, we've got not too much wind today, or else I'd be fighting, and it especially helps with the camera. So the plan today is we're going to fill up most of the day with the red-footed falcon, film lots and lots and lots of footage, take loads and loads of pictures, and then just take because otherwise, if I just put the camera on a tripod and point it at it, it's just standing on a post, kind of moving around, having a scratch. But I'll try and capture as much interesting as many interesting moments as I can. Any kind of feeding, scratching. There was a moment where it started doing that, like the kingfisher I got in Rhodes, and the bee eaters kind of doing that. So I thought it was going to expel a pellet. I must have filmed it for 10 minutes waiting for it to expel this pellet, and my arm was going dead. So keep an eye. Yep, we're all good. And it never expelled the pellet, so I got loads of footage of it, and then I took a couple of pictures with it aiming right at me, so it's doing the so that's a unique picture. When it's flying, I'm just filming as much as I can, just hoping for like 2 seconds here, 3 seconds here that can be reduced in speed so it lasts for 6 seconds, because it's shaky as anything. But I'm getting some. I am catching some footage of it flying, and we'll hopefully be able to sort of string together enough for a nice little vlog of the red-footed falcon of Elmley 2024. So yeah, nothing's. One of the good things here is look for other photographers. Sort of have a walk, look behind you, look in front. If they're looking, then that's where you look. So at the moment, nothing my way. They must have seen it over by that. Oh, I can see all the people at the car park, but it's a bit distant from the car park. I'm going to stick here because it does like to hunt in this area, you know, and I don't want my pictures to be the same as everybody else's. Let's have a look what they're looking at. They're looking, but they're not taking pictures, or they're looking through their scopes. Yeah, so I'm just going to do my time and wait over here. But we've got a lot of fence posting. So I've got some pictures of it flying. At one point it took off and flew straight towards me. And even though we had the sort of white out sky, I got dead on sharp eyes. So a couple of those will be usable. But yeah, if I can get a few of them, if I spend the whole day doing it, I'll come away with some epic stuff. What we need is another falcon to come in and have a little battle in midair. So the red-footed falcon, it sort of calmed down a little bit, stopped jumping around, and I was standing there for so long, my feet were getting a bit sore, so I thought, let's have a little drive on the track. You never know, if everybody's in there looking at the red-footed falcon, it means that the track is quiet and birds are more likely to wander around. So we've had, I always love the cormorants doing their Batman thing. It just catches you, especially when it's against the sky. It looks like the Batman signal. And then near the front gate, there was one with its head tilted upside down. I couldn't see if it was scratching itself, but that was a funny angle, sort of, I don't know, it was having a spasm or something. A bit odd. And even though it's rained quite a lot recently, none of the little rivers in here are full. or even slightly starting to be full. It just goes to show you how much the ground has to be saturated for the water to stay there and form a pool or a river. But we're starting to see some lapwings showing up on the outside here on the main track, which is a start. But we had the biggest bit of luck, double bit of luck. So there were a few cars on the track in front of me. I moved past them. I got to the front of the reserve, waited for them all to go by me, turned and went back. Right, let's go back and see the Red Footed Falcon. And, you know, hedge, you know, double take. There's a bittern, gate 1, in the reeds. So I quickly grabbed my camera. I thought, is it going to fly, set it up, turn my engine off? I didn't know what to do. So I quickly angled and he hung around. Oh, I've got a kestrel on a fence post now. So I'll just show you that bit of kestrel footage. It was right on gate 3, and I did that thing where you kind of creep, you do a bit of footage, you creep forward, do a bit of footage, you creep forward. And I did it enough that I could get to my left window, but I had to sit up in my seat and lean right over because I wanted to fill the frame with his face. And yeah, the second my camera was on him, he was gone. Super tame. And yeah, bit shaky footage there. I tried to hold it as steady as I could, but yeah, you get to see all the detail when you're that close. I love this 800mm lens. But can we anyway, can we get back to the bittern? Jeez. So this bittern, yeah, it sort of went into the reeds. I went, oh no, but I got a few seconds of it. I thought, okay, good. I thought, just stick to filming, don't muck around with pictures. This film, because if something happens and you miss it. So yeah, it went in and I went, oh no, and it looked like it was going to come through the railings. So I waited, I saw it come back out of the reeds, and it came up, went up the bank, took a step. I kept waiting for it to fly, going, don't fly, just keep doing stuff. Oh, I think that might be a snipe that took off. Right, okay. So I think we're at, what are we, gate 3? Yeah, and in the usual place where you see the little grebes, a snipe just took off. But the bittern climbed up onto the road, and I just thought, just stick with video, just see what he does. And he was, you know, standing upright, and he kind of walked across the road, moved around a bit, and I was just like, our heart's thumping, and that thumping, you're trying to not make the camera shake through your heart thumping. And then it walked to sort of, eventually it took off and flew, and I watched it in my wing mirror, and it flew behind me into the reed bed, and I tried to sort of clock the distance where it landed, and I reversed back looking. He must have been very well hidden, because I passed this other car and I said, there's like another snipe, passed this other car and I said, do you see it? And he went, what, the kestrel? I went, oh, you didn't see it. A bittern landed in here. I like to, you know, tell people, I want everybody to enjoy it. So I said, yeah, he's in this reed bed. I'll have a look, and if I see it, I'll wave to you. And I went along this bit of riverbed that didn't have much water in, lots of reeds, and then I saw it at the end. And so I thought, and I was trying to judge the distance, the car still coming, and I eventually opted to turn the engine off and put the camera out. And as I did, it took off. And I saw it fly across the road, and I thought I might get some, it might land on the other side, but it flew off into the distance, about 100 meters into the reeds on the north of the gate 1. So I mean, I'm so happy about it. It was crystal clear. The autofocus was bang on. It wasn't sort of drifting out. But oh, what a, yeah, Red Footed Falcon, and about a couple of minutes of Eurasian Bittern. What a good idea it was to come out, make the decision, come out onto the reserve. So I'm going to go and have a look and see if there's any more Red Footed Falcon stuff to get, and any more surprises. We've got about an hour and 40 minutes left. What an excellent day. It's just come to 5 o'clock. Cannot ask for more than that. I got back in and the Red Footed Falcon was there. I got a little bit more flight footage, nothing special. And then we sort of joined up as a group, the last few photographers, and walking along the path back to the farmhouse from the Little Owl schoolhouse, and somebody spotted it in a tree. So it's the closest footage and photos I got for the day. And I filmed it for a while, and then I thought, when do I flick to photo and get a sharp photo? So I made sure I had a good minute or so of footage. Then I flicked down to 200th of a second and 800 ISO to give me as much detail as possible with not too much sensitivity and noise, and fired off a few. And then, right, I thought, let's get a takeoff photo. So yeah, set it up, take a photo, but my camera would not keep focus on because of the leaves and the branches, it would not keep focus. So yeah, I tried to move positions several times, but it just wasn't having it. Eventually, when it did take off, my camera focused on one of the leaves. I thought maybe it was pulsing like crazy. Bit of a shame, but there you go. So yeah, went back, waited a little bit longer, and I thought, right, I got about 40 minutes. So I went out onto the track to do a slow drive, hoping for another bittern, and no bittern, but lots of kestrels. And we saw marsh harrier with a broken leg. I've seen him before. Poor thing. So it's surviving. Somebody mentioned they saw a barn owl with a broken leg, and it's been, you know, for a year or so, and it's been doing fine. So, you know, they seem to work okay with one leg. Anything else? Yeah, just some juvenile marsh harriers giving me some good footage, and then yeah, so many kestrels. I mean, they're just landing on the fences now at the gates, and you can get pretty close to some of them from frame filling stuff. And you know, final bit of reserve just before coming out, a couple of kestrels hunting as per usual, and I just pulled up alongside and filmed them, and just got closer and closer, and then I just sort of zoomed all the way in until they were filling the frame, and I was even clipping their wings out. Yeah, it's just amazing. Just amazing to watch. The kestrels have just done amazingly well. I think, right, we're just running through. I heard little cheeps. I don't know if that was rodents or something, but I couldn't see any birds. It sounded like small birds on the track, but nothing else. The sky was full of all sorts of ducks and geese. I have seen a few, I don't know if they're house martins or swallows still flitting about. They've mentioned that a couple of days ago, there was the big fly across the southern, the channel, where people counted up to 120,000 going back to Africa. And then we have the first reports of redwing coming in. So the big swap over's coming for the winter. Tomorrow or Thursday, I think it is, we'll be putting our heating on. I'm just about getting away with a t-shirt today. Anyway, thank you, Elmley. You've done me proud yet again. Let's get making this video. Peace.